ASL Season 2. Premier League Group Stage Round of 32.
Player. You have seen him before, and looked pretty convincing, to be honest. Spawning in at the top right, in blue, from Triple T. It's our Zerg player.
Vandy.
Well, Senselot stole my clanmate.
Sorry,
Bastard.
dude.
In the upper left corner, we have, as our orange Terran, going 2-0 in her first set. What's the word? Definitively?
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay. It's going to be...
Clare.
Now, just out of sheer curiosity, Leth, you know I made that bet on the over-under on $18, or $18, over on 18 minutes. What do you think?
I've already made a bet.
But I'm just curious what you think. I already have the bet live with Halo Star.
Fair enough. Right, so I reckon, and this is what I bet on as well, I bet the same thing twice with two people, those being Inked and COD 1986. I keep trying to say 1896, but that is much older. And I reckon that Vandy is going to give the exact same style we saw before in the previous two games, and Claire's going to crush it.
Oh, okay. And that's for game one?
Yeah, that's for game one.
Okay.
And that's why I think that Claire is going to win by the 12-minute mark.
All right, well, we're going to find out. I need Vandy to win if I want my original bet for the day for 10 caster dollars on Vandy and Dark both advancing. So, because if Vandy loses, the consolation match would be my two players against each other, possibly. So I can't win then.
That's
so
true. That is true. That would suck. But that would be good. That would be good. I would enjoy watching just to watch, you know, your allegiances be so split, and you wouldn't know who to root for.
I know, right? I hate those situations. Well, we'll see. It looks like Claire's going to go for that CC on the low ground here after Rax.
Exactly the same as before.
It's looking like it.
But this time, instead of going straight into a reactor, going for that is that first or second Reaper? No, there's a Marine and then a Reaper. That's weird, but cool. I like it. Getting that Marine out first obviously allowed the Overlords to be chased away a little bit, and Vandy got a little bit less scouting. However, did basically still see everything, so... But it can work. It's a build that some Terrans employ on Habitation just because of the short rush distance, and then you can sometimes snipe away an Overlord.
Yeah, you know, he was lucky not to lose that Overlord, and you don't want to lose those in the early game. It is so critical. It may not be so important at the 14-15 minute mark, but at this point, you do not want to lose them.
No, you do not. And on the note of losing things, with the advent of the Reaper, just a little bit delayed by producing that Marine, the Queens are out and ready to receive it.
Yep. So not gonna, other than the original scouting intel there, not gonna see a fast third. Didn't even get to see the pool, actually, now that I'm looking at Claire's vision. But
I suspect that will, I mean, they probably know that that's there. I would get. Did see Zerglings.
yeah. Oh, well, yeah, that kind of would solve the issue, huh?
Yeah, and Queens too.
Yeah, you know, that you're right. That might be a thing there.
That'd be a little clue. Yeah, these Queens out nice and quick. Going to be some backups to... And this is that kind of gasless style that we saw before, the later gases. Once again, taking in the natural for the mislead. 4 on that one.
Yeah, I'm watching that too.
Vandy is so far lined up to do exactly what we've seen every single game so far. Every single one.
Here's what worries me. Okay, it was a great build. He did a great job against Time to Tell. Actually, look how fast this flare tech's gone.
Yeah,
that was quicker than before,
like,
I believe.
I mean,
not
gases much.
1 and 2 haven't been taken yet.
Not much quicker. They come. I think gases 1 and 2 come down now. But having lost those overlords, we're actually seeing that little bit of a delay. Yeah, there we go. There's gases. But a little bit of a delay just because Claire is already maneuvering herself into a more confident and dominant position in the map than we saw out of Time to Tell. Time to Tell was kind of a bit passive. In the second game, I will admit, really nice Hellion harassment, nice Hellion pressure. But in the first game, at least, quite passive, didn't do a whole lot, and allowed Vandy to get into a confident position. Claire,
is she going to push out here?
That's brave.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But it could hit a sick timing. I imagine that Claire has been watching the previous games in the chat.
Yeah, I would assume
And
so too.
I think Claire knows exactly what Vandy is going to do. Having seen the same build twice, Claire's going to push across the map and absolutely smash it.
I don't think this is enough without Stim to be able to end the
Stim
game.
is getting towards... I'm not even sure. There's no units really in production. Desperation Banelings. Four Lings, 4 Banes being morphed up the top, all the creeps being picked off, and walking straight into the main now. Claire, it doesn't matter that much if Claire loses this force, picking off so many queens, forcing a bit of a drone evacuation. If the splits are good from our Terran player, this seriously could be game-ending damage. Here it comes. Marauders trying to get it.
Oh no, and the Marauders soaked it up. Good
That
splits.
is the difference. That's the difference between Claire and Time to Tell. The Spire is halfway complete as Claire's forces are just sat in the natural. GG.
GG. Right. Down 1 game to none. In the bottom right-hand corner, needing some help and a fresh strategy. It is from Clan Triple T.
Vandy.
So you got your intro this time?
Yes, I did.
And I will take mine. Spawning in the top left in orange for what, if she wins this game, could be the final time. It is our Terran player.
Clare.
They're talking about the Triple T curse.
Hmm.
God, I think I'm one of 2 Triple T members to advance so far. No, 3. So 3 between both leagues, though. So, all right. Well, let's see what we're gonna have this time. I'd like to see one of them change it up. Vandy, I think, has to at this point. He got totally shut down. His timing just isn't gonna work if Claire continues to do what she was doing. But what I'm finding really interesting is where's the barracks?
Fair enough. Pretty, there we go. So Claire gets first. I like it. I like that.
She's got some, well, she doesn't have any balls. She's got some ogres on her.
She's got girl balls. Girl balls. This is the CP getting picked off, though, so perhaps... Oh, no. No! The save! Oh, that was unreal. Just getting out of it. And, so Vandy's actually once again gone hatch first into Lings and into pool, and with no gas following this up straight away. So the pressure that can be put on, unless Vandy does put down in gas in just a moment, could be enough to let Claire get away with this.
I know, and that's what's worrying me. I'm thinking in my head, Vandy, I'd like to see you do a 1-base play here. You know, or a fast 2-base play. Either way,
Zerg 1 base is 2 base. So
yeah, exactly. But oh man, I wish as seeing that I would have dropped my pool immediately. I would have dropped a gas immediately. You know, that's exactly what I would have done. I would have known. Okay, I'm going to be ahead on this push, and not doing
double
that.
gas follow up from Claire as well. Claire is not planning on going lightly on this. So with these 2 barracks. One is good. I mean, they're going to produce a lot of Marines. Going to probably get a bunker down at the front. But I think the follow-up we're going to see is likely to be. It could even be tanks. I kind of don't want to call tanks, but tanks make some sense. Yeah, that much gas is quite. That's a lot of gas for what I said, which was Hellions.
You know why I like what you're saying here is she's thinking to herself. Vandy's going to change it up. How's he going to change it up? Probably Roach. Maybe Roach Hydra. Get tanks. You know? That kind of philosophy. And there's a factory going down right now. Obviously, these are all big assumptions, especially because she hasn't scouted at all.
Yeah. Reactor and 2 reactors come... No, one's a tech lab. Okay, so one tech lab, one reactor coming down on these barracks now. We'll have to see which one makes it onto the factory. Based purely on the timings, it actually kind of looks like it's going to be the reactor. So my prediction of Hellions could still come true. I'm real hoping. I'm really hoping.
Getting a couple kills here.
Yeah.
How many is that? Just one. But denying that natural as long as possible. Just let it be a macro. Got 4 lings just hanging out being a total nuisance.
And they're
doing their
barely
job.
any units. It's going to be the factory. Widows or Hellions? Widows or Hellions?
Hellions. Yep.
Dude, with 2 gas, I really think it's going to be Hellbats. Because you need the gas for the armory, and then you can follow it up with the other factory units. Could even be biomech of some kind. But
good scout here sees that. Okay, now he knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah. And denying that expansion is really good as well. Claire, at this point, if she'd taken a high ground expansion, could be drifting it out at this point.
Yeah.
Or would be drifting out at this point.
There goes the Baneling nest. Lair tech on the way too. Nope. Took gases 3 and 4 first. I'm wondering.
So far, nothing in the main, but these are late on the previous timing, and indeed the lair is late on the previous timing. Do you think we could just see a speedling bailing on it?
It's definitely possible, and that would be...
Is.
As soon as the Hellbats show up, that's not going to work. But...
On the note of Hellbats, you see that armory? You see the armory?
Who did you bet?
I bet with Boomerang. Wait, is it Boomerang? Is WWE called Boomerang? Because I've heard Boomerang around a bit, and I thought that they were the same person, but I'm not completely sure. I'm mentally thinking of that person as Boomerang, but I'm absolutely not sure if that's the case.
You actually don't know?
I don't know.
Did you bet Kangaroo or Boomerang?
I don't know. I bet Kangaroo. I bet Kangaroo,
didn't I? Kangaroo. I don't think I've seen Boomerang in there tonight.
Okay, I don't know then.
I don't know what you bet.
I don't know. I saw them about the same time, so I'm just getting confused now. But either way, Hellions moving out onto the map at this point. Going to be able to put on a little bit of pressure, deny a little bit of creep. There we go. Not Boomerang. I just don't know anything. Cool stuff.
Well, no surround, but didn't lose any either.
This is a pretty scary timing actually coming out of Clare. A lot of Hellions, a few Marines actually mixed into the kind of composition, which is great to see because that's going to mean that if we do see a muteless transition, as Vandy has favoured so far, it could be extremely potent. Hellions just kind of no surround. Close.
Get around. Got 2.
Ooh, 2 core. That's going to weaken the push pretty significantly. But still going to be 5, 6 of them. Here they come. Hellbat timing.
Oh no.
You know what's real good right now? Real good. It's Hellbats. A lot of Banelings being morphed in, but as we saw in Saber versus, I think, Yaki, Hellbats don't really care. Hellbats are not mad. Wrong focusing down from Clare. He's focusing on the spine crawler.
Well, took out most of the Hellbats. All of them.
Yeah, the reinforcement rate on Hellion Hellbat is so good as well because obviously the Hellions are crazy fast. And this little push, 3 Marauders, 2 Marines being reinforced as we speak. It's getting in.
There's 2 weak Marines. There we go. A lot of links. That should take care of this push.
This should well clear up. They lost too many of the Hellbats, I think, in the initial attack.
Well, especially because lost a lot to the Banelings in the concave. And then... lost those 2 Hellions early on, and now here comes a counter push. It's not going to work.
No, Clare actually throwing down a 3rd command center and not walling the top of the ramp, and I think that's what we need to see. We need to see that wall at the top go down to prevent this just a big run by out of these Zerglings.
That's
Vandy,
what I'd like to see here.
They're on their way.
I don't think it's enough lings. I don't think it's enough.
Not with the amount of Hellbats that are now on the field.
Oh, unless they move out of the way. Oh, you had your... you know what? I don't think he knows that the ramp's open.
Yeah, that's the thing, because it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be open, and Vandy's metagaming, and completely reasonably so, because that's basically the case. It should be the case in most games. Vandy not overcommitting and not running in and losing a bunch of lings, in this instance, could have cost Clare the game.
Yep. But that 3rd base is up and running here for Vandy, and the Spire's complete. And Hellbat's not going to do squat against that.
They don't, do they? They do not do well against the old Muteless. We need to see a transition towards the Widow Mines fairly shortly. And the production is all good for that, but at the moment, I'm waiting to see what's being produced
This is more kind of what I figured was going to happen in game one.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a scan, doesn't see any units. Good news for Vandy there. And there's the medevacs. Hellbats. Probably going to see a Hellbat drop. Maybe.
I don't think a drop is a good idea at this point, not with the mutants out on the field. And Claire ought to know that, but even as I say that, there are Hellbats in production from the armory, so
And
perhaps...
she does know it.
Yeah, ought to know it.
Need to push in, either push in or run away, and it's going to be run away.
Have they given Hellbat stim yet? It's just a matter of time.
Give Hellbat stim? Oh,
Yeah.
that would just be disgusting.
I agree, but I think we're just waiting for it now. We don't mind splash damage increase.
I'm kind of waiting for Blue Flame out of Clare.
Yeah, Blue Flame would actually be pretty good, but I mean, in this Hellbat heavy composition, but this whole kind of force, there's 24 Marines, so even though it looks pretty weak, it doesn't really have it looks like it doesn't have that much anti-air, but actually it's got a pretty decent amount.
It does. It does. But if the Banelings could do some good splash, then the Mutas swoop in to clean it up. That would be...
It's going to all come down to the engagements, as always, and say what you will about Hellbats, but they don't split as good as the rest of the bio. Perhaps by virtue of being made entirely of metal. And the Mutas are just going to juke around, yeah? This army lacks the speed of normal bio. These Mutas are going to fly into the natural, and they are going to be met by a turret or two, which Claire is not pulling workers to...
Oh!
Here it comes. Here's the heal. Not enough repair. Oh, there we go. Getting the full surface area. Going to drive away those mutants. Picking off a few.
I hate that. It's so there are a lot of Lings and Banelings here. And he's got... No, he only has +1 armor.
Oh, here's the engagement.
Wait for the concave.
Lift. Oh, no. Pulling back the bio. Really nice. Tanking on all the Marauders and Hellbats, leaving a lot of Marines alive.
Wow. There's actually Banelings here. Could do some good damage here.
Yeah, the Mutant Flock is on its way back. Claire wisely, I think, deciding not to engage too far onto that creep, but denying a good few active tumors and causing that pullback. So Vandy isn't going to be able to have that kind of that map control, that map dominance that he might like to have as he goes into the mid game.
Whoa!
I missed the whole engagement. Looking at the third bases. That was nice. That was so
the
sick.
Banelings just annihilated the Marines.
Yeah, I can see.
And as you can see, there's nothing left of that engagement.
Mutants now showing their map control, their map dominance, going to be driven away by this Bioforce, but we desperately need to see some Widow Mines, and Claire's just making Hellbat after Hellbat. I don't get it. What's the draw to the Hellbat at this point in the game? Marines are doing more. Maybe it's the fact that the mech upgrades are at +2. But then she's not really making mech.
Well, +2 airs on the way. We're going to have 2-2 melee here very soon for Vandy. And the Mutas look like they're going to take another shot at going around the corner.
Yeah, trying to sneak in. However, there are actually even more... No, wait. Yeah, there are more turrets ready to receive those Mutalisks when they drift into the natural. And the Banelings trying to attack at the front, going to get shot down by the Hellbats. This, I guess, is the thing that they are good at. Attacking the natural now.
He's drawing all the buff. Oh, goodness.
Oh, that's real bad. That's real bad.
Oh, a lot of worker kills. A lot of worker kills. 22 so far.
Amount. Even with this extra production.
Nice.
We need to. There's got to be some widows. There's not enough left for Claire to survive without widow mines. I seriously don't understand how this can be proceeding. There are 2 more factories in production outside of the third base. There are some widows joining the army. I think finally we're seeing that transition over. Those are so desperately needed to deal with the army.
Well,
Hellbats just don't cut it.
There's 2 widow mines in there. Vandy's now on 4 bases, and he's taking the long route around to the left side. He's going after that third
Very
base.
Smart. I think that's the right decision. If Vandy manages to run in and snipe away all of those SCVs, then Claire's going to be down to what, 20-ish?
But here's the thing: is is she going to go for the counter or not? Because as soon as this is a multi-pronged attack, here we go.
At this point,
boy.
yeah, this is not good. This is going to be a big surround, instant lift from those command centers.
And runs away. 30 workers killed. Muta's doing their thing, drew the entire army back, bought him time to get 46 more Lings in production, and Hive Tech.
It's all looking like it's coming up Vandy this time. Vandy's actually showing that when he doesn't go for that kind of more aggressive kind of all-in-y style. It looks pretty good. Looks better, I think.
You not having any lag?
I'm not having any lag, no. I'm good.
Okay. All right, now it's better. All right, look at this. So is he maxed? Yeah, Vandy's maxed. Yeah. And now he can just start building up extra money.
Exactly. Just take smart engagements from now on as a Zerg player. Oh! And on the note of smart engagements, what's smarter than an engagement where they can't shoot back? Straight away, instantly, Clare did not need that loss.
Oh,
and the viewers are feeling pretty swell at this point.
Both players going for 3-3 ups. Third base in trouble.
When a Zerg is on equal speed to Terran's upgrades.
Oh no, look at this. The workers, the humanity. And he's going to go right up into the main, which is undefended.
Sniping away some add-ons, picking up those Widow Mines. Could have got that. Could have got that Widow Mine, but not quite managing. The Mutas are just sniping away at add-ons, delaying production time, delaying the cycles again and again, getting and compounding that edge to an even greater extent.
Wow. He's got a 37 worker lead, and
it's only getting bigger.
Thank goodness, yeah, exactly. Here comes some more mutas. Unfortunately, on a bad rally. Ironically, none of the one died. Okay.
Yeah, with Thors being mixed in, going to have a lot of kind of air range to help keep control of the situation for Clare. But Thors aren't that great on Lings and Banes. They can tank a lot of Banes. Give them credit there, but at the same time, this is not looking like a winning fight for Clare. If we see this big engagement come out of Vandy.
Oh my, we're going to see this in just a second. And she doesn't know it's here.
The worst part
is
that Vandy doesn't even have to fight. Vandy can just do whatever Vandy feels like.
The mutas are trying to be a royal pain, and now here comes the Lings and the Banelings.
I think a little bit overeager there from Vandy. Vandy's banking up money to get the Ultra Remax. Needs to be careful.
No, there are so many royal mines!
Oh!
Actually, okay.
Yeah! I thought that was going to be worse than it actually turned out to be. Really, really nice engagement there, as it turned out, for Clare. Wow. Like, it wasn't... It looked like Vandy was going to get completely screwed. And as it turned out, it was more even than it looked, but it still came out looking more Clare favoured than anything. And Clare, whilst lacking in army supply, whilst lacking... Sorry, not even lacking in army supply anymore, but whilst lacking in general macro and whilst lacking in everything else, that means that there's a lot of ground for Clare to cover with these 3-3 Marines. 3-3 Bio. 3-3 Bio is pretty good.
Oh boy.
This is it. It's coming in now.
Boy.
The Mutas are coming in from behind. The Thors are not.
The Thor's gonna get
Thors are targeting wrong. Widows need to borrow.
Widows are dying.
Is it cleaned up? No. Claire's still got some forces left, but those Banelings, the Widow Mine's going off on the wrong target, firing the Mutas, which is not bad, but not what Clare needs right now. All of the Bio. All of the Bio.
Shit just died, people.
Clare is down to her last mineral income.
Oh, why isn't he taking out those medevacs? There he goes, turning around.
Here it comes. There's only 4, 3, 2, 1 of them left. The Thors are desperately trying to claim to be Hellbats, but they aren't Bio. No, Thor. No, you can't fight this. It's all gone wrong.
Oh, he does. Vandy does not need to pull away here.
Oh, Vandy shouldn't be fighting this though. This is not a good idea. With no carapace upgrades, those Mutilations.
Yeah, that's right.
Huge damage.
I just realized that he didn't have any armor upgrades.
Taking attack is an interesting decision, to be honest. Yeah, it's on its way with the good upgrades. Basically, they both have really good upgrades. All the way through this game, with a slight advantage being held by Vandy just by virtue of basically starting them earlier and being a bit more ahead than Clare for the majority of this.
Yep. You know, during the time this game has started, we have doubled in view count.
Nice.
Oh, it's a workers' death.
Good game.
Oh God.
That's a
He's
whole
not even going after the turret.
No, he doesn't need to. Can fight the SCVs, pull back, can fight against the command center, and that's going to be picked off. Is there even a spare one? Where did he go? Oh, there we go. It's flying out towards the fourth
Army's
base.
over at the 4th. Clare going to take out that 4th. He should evac the workers. And
yeah,
here comes the Leaves, the Ultras, and the Banes!
This is it. This is the moment.
Oh.
Those Marines being cleaned up. Thor is here, but not for long. Vandy takes the second game.
Alrighty. Here we go. Final game of the winners bracket. One of these guys and gals is going to the round of 16. So, for the final time today, bottom center section from Clan Triple T, it's the Blue Zerg.
Vandy.
And his opponent, in orange, towards the top right-hand spawn, looking very strong, but has she met her match? In Vandy. It is.
Clare.
That's right, I want my $5 back, Halo.
Where's my money, man?
The game goes 15:01. I'm gonna go victory. Got my $5 back.
That was crazy tense actually when we were waiting for that one beforehand.
Well, that 13-minute game. We're like,
Come on. That was cool stuff. So yeah, Claire not going CC first this game. Can't help but note.
I
Not
don't
off with it
blame her.
either. No, not after the last one.
She hasn't walled off. Period. She has not been a waller. So did she? I don't know. Well, the first set she played a Protoss. Yeah, you don't need to wall off there.
No, not there. Well,
I mean, in comparison to against the Zerg.
Not really. I've started warning off against Zerg with Gateway Expands at the top of my main ramp. I'm still not sure where I sit on how I think it swings me, but either way, these aren't Protosses, so we'll save this for when we see one again. Vandy, once again, going for a hatch first, but this time we see a gas.
Gas pool! Oh no, I'm gonna lose this game.
Okay. I was gonna say this earlier, but now I've seen this and I'm seem much less clever now. I'm gutted. I'm really disappointed. I think Vandy might do something pretty aggressive this game.
This game's gonna be over before 15 minutes. One way or the other.
Or not. You never know.
Yeah, you never know, but I got my money in my head saying I'm screwed. I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not gonna have any money left.
It's okay. I think I've got like something like 100-ish caster dollars left, and I'm trying to give them away, but not too fast. I keep forgetting that after round of 32, there are more rounds.
Yeah.
Just thinking, I've got to throw them all away by the end of the round of 32. No, I don't. I've got to hang on to them for the end. I'm making like a massive $50 bet at the end just to mess with people.
Yeah. Last bet. What's my last name? For 50 caster dollars.
They could probably find that out.
Yeah,
it'll be out there somewhere. It might even be on my Twitter if they follow that. So that would be kind of unfair. Yeah.
Oh, it'd really scare me right now if that actually popped up and they just dropped my last name right now. I'd be like, creepy. How do they know? Alright. Yeah, we got those lanes and he's going for the fast lane speed. This is a total change up from Vandy and I like it. And Vandy knows where his opponent is and there is no wall off.
It's scary. We did see Clare go for a very, very late, almost non-existent indeed, wall-off in the previous game. And as you say, been very, very little actual walling off by Clare in general. So
I think she sees it coming, though. She's setting up for a wall-off.
The speed is nearly completed out of Vandy. And, banelings. I was actually thinking we might see roaches from this aggression that we mentioned earlier.
Think so? 2-base roach play?
I was expecting it, but I don't think with the banelings. It could be Roach Bane. Roach Bane is very potent, and it would do a pretty good job against Clare because there aren't really that many barracks up that will help deal with this. You really want a bit of splash to help deal with that, be it in the form of tanks or Widow Mines. So not having that until later, which seems to be Clare's preferred style, could handicap her quite significantly in dealing with any pressure that comes her way.
This is, I think it's going to be set up here. Yeah, 10 more lings are on the way. This is going to be a classic Baneling bust out of Vandy. And the good news with this is even if it fails, he can deny the natural. But he's going to need more than 3 Banelings. Need more than 3. Back up. You need 4. I think 4 is the magic number.
But
I prefer 6 personally. Yeah, and he's getting 6. Yeah. I always feel safe with 6.
Fair enough. So yeah, straight up 2-base Lingbane. I'm waiting to see whether we see a transition towards more drones or more Lings coming out of this, because that indicates how all in Vandy is planning on being with this. And if we see just more and more Lings, we know that this is an all in. This is intended to end the game. If we see the Lings run in, that could do
like
it.
This?
Yep,
like
kind of like this. The bunkers are not finished. So many Zerglings streaming in. Vandy knows if he wins this game, he is out. He doesn't have to play another one. This is actually a bit of a percentage play in its own way. If Vandy wins this game through to the round of 16, doesn't have to care. If Vandy loses this game, Vandy has another chance.
Well, same with Clare.
Yeah, very true. But at the same time, I think that's why the big plays are on their way. Even so, Vandy not going crazy.
No, he backed out as soon as he realized that he wasn't going to be able to hold, push in without losing the rest of those units. Salvaged half his Lings, and forced that one bunker, that one partially built bunker, and the CC had to get dragged back up to the high ground.
Yeah, it did reasonable damage, and it did force that retreat of the command center, but it didn't really kill that many workers, I don't think.
Three, I
Went
think.
down 3. So, really, Claire kind of dealt with it acceptably, and we found ourselves in a situation where Vandy doesn't really have the macro going into the mid-game that he might otherwise want. Only has 34 drones, because he spent so many of those lava on Zerglings. And so if Claire is able to keep the Zerg opponent suppressed very nicely, then we could very, very likely see a strong Terran victory coming out of this.
I would love to see Vandy moving in right now.
I know you would.
This is that one vulnerable spot. If I usually like to leave an Overlord near that front doorway so I can go back and forth and see what's there. And this is where I would be running in.
And if we see the Overlord drifting towards the top of the natural, actually has seen them move out of the CC, so knowing the position of the army is pretty likely. But the Lings are just going to run into the bio. Just gone.
He didn't
Can't fight that.
Yeah.
No. Could have extrapolated, but it's not happening. And there's still no third base out of Vandy.
Interesting. He is really committed to this. The Lings and the Banes here. Have we even seen a Spire? No.
Yeah. It's unusual. I actually just kind of assumed that was going down, but no.
I know, right?
Going down.
There's the third base is coming.
Yeah. But it's gonna get cancelled realistically. This is a scary Bioforce. It's got +1 attack to the no upgrades at all of the Zerg. Claire's gonna push out on a creep with the Reaper scouting ahead a little bit. Great scan goes down. See the positioning of the whole army, and where's the micro? Where's the micro? Good micro. Really nice splits coming out of Claire.
Left the Marauders in the
That
front.
was nice.
Oh, this is bad news for
This
Vandy.
is what Claire wanted to do in the previous game. 20 Zerglings in production, 6 Banelings morphing in on the ramp, but the upgrades are going to get sniped out. Drones are coming off the line. It's looking so good for our Terran.
Overstimmed a lot.
The medevacs are struggling to keep up, but the Banelings all going off on the Marauders.
Oh, they're actually going to clean it up.
Wow, okay.
Holy crap.
That was still
That
good.
happened.
That was so good, even then for Claire, even with the retreating push. The wall-off is basically complete outside the natural. The third base is just going down now, and cancellation of the third of Vandy has meant that even though Claire didn't kill her opponent, I really think those Evos could have been dealt with better. That's, I think, the only complaint
Evos could
about
have been
the
dealt with better, and the drones a lot more lived than I expected.
Yeah, the Banelings got in at exactly the right moment. So Vandy with a pretty nice hold, all things considered, considering it was already behind after that initial failed aggression.
And what's ironic is, I thought if there was a GG, I was like, well, I just lost that bet under 15 minutes. But did you see the overstim though? Did you see it?
Yeah, no. We've seen that a couple of times, and it makes me wonder what keyboard Claire is using, because we've seen that once or twice, and my keyboard also repeats the T key sometimes.
Well, here she's got 4 medevacs and almost as many troops. I mean, like 2-to-1 ratio here. It's a little. I feel like it's a little low on actual infantry. What do you think?
It's looking pretty scary. The third base could well get cancelled once again. The Lings and Banes are going to move out and try and deal with this bio push, but is it even going to be Yep. There we go.
Yeah,
just blasted through. Good.
Yeah.
Oh, so close. But the splits are so good every time from Claire. Every single time, this bio is just shoving its way across the map again and again, cleaning up the Zerg. That's it.
GG. That's it.